Alright, this is Mr. Vaughn with video lesson 2.5, comparing and ordering fractions, decimals, and percents. You should have this note out and have your California math packet open to page 130, 134. Should look something like this. And, sorry, the phone rang, but I'm going to go ahead and keep on going. So, today we're going to be talking about comparing, ordering fractions, decimals, and percents. In the last couple lessons, you've been able to, you learned how to move between fractions, decimals, and percents. That's what I mean, like convert a fraction into a decimal, etc., all of those. Today you're going to be asked to order them. So like which one's greater, which one's least, put them in order from greatest to least, that kind of thing. So here is what it's going to look like. We'll move that up just a little bit. And so first step are the directions over here. It would say something like this. Compare 5/8 and 7/12. So which ones is 5/8 greater than, equal to, or less than 7/12? That's hard to tell because the denominators aren't the same, the numerators aren't the same. So how do you know? Well, this is how you figure it out. Step 1, find the least common denominator. The denominators are 8 and 12. The least common denominator, the smallest number both of those can go into, is 24. So step 2 is to write an equivalent fraction with that least common denominator. So 5/8 you can write as an equivalent fraction of 15/24. Multiply the top and the bottom times 3. And same thing over here, except you're multiplying it by 2 to get the denominator to 24. 14/24 is the same as 7/12, just has different numbers. It's the same value. So, step 3, compare the numerators. Numerators. I do expect you to be spelling these correctly. I mean, it's good practice for you, and it's written right there, so just copy it correctly. So, comparing the numerators, we're looking at a 15 and a 14. 15 is greater than 14, so that means that 5/8 is greater than 7/12. Okay, and the final step, of course, is to put it back into original form. Okay, so don't give me an answer that is like this right here. This right here. You want to convert those into equivalent fractions back to their original form is what that means. All right, those same directions, very similar directions, are here in your worky bookie. Right here. So you can find those, and then you can find steps or examples down below with the steps written out. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. So it walks you through it all right there. So don't be afraid to look at that. So if you have, so that's with two fractions. Now the next thing is we're going to move into what if you have fractions, decimals, and percents. So you have different forms. You need to get them. You need to find out which one's bigger, which one's smaller. So question would be something like this. Put in order from least to greatest: 85%, 3/4, and 0.7. So not too easy because they're all in different formats, percent, fraction, and a decimal. So usually the easiest thing to do is to convert, change all of them into decimal form. Sometimes you might look at it and go, oh, I know what all these are as fractions with the same denominator. That might work too, but it's usually easiest just to go into decimals. So that's what we did right here. 85% is the same as 0.85. 3/4 is the same as 0.75. And 0.7 is obviously the same as 0.7. Second step is to compare. So looking at, it's a tie in the whole number, 0, 0, 0. The tenths has 8, 7, and 7. So this is definitely the biggest, the largest, the greatest value. So it's third place. Then you have to compare the hundredths, and this one is the second biggest, and since this has nothing there, you can take it as a 0, and 75 is bigger than 70, so this is the smallest. Then, convert it back to original form. So don't give an answer in decimal form. Switch it back to the original form over here. So 0.7, then 3/4, and then 85% is least to greatest. All right. So I think that's it. There's some great examples on your in your workbook. So if you have any trouble doing the your turn problems or writing the summary, take a look at that, look at their examples, and then come on back and give those a try again. And I will see you soon.